We were trying to have a baby when my sister asked to talk. My husband turned pale. Then she said, I'm pregnant with his child. Willow stood in my living room with tears running down her face. Blake sat several feet away, staring at the floor. Neither of them looked surprised. That was when I knew. I looked at my sister. Then at my husband. How long? Willow opened her mouth. I pointed at Blake. I'm asking him. He finally looked at me. About 4 months. 4 months. For 4 months, Blake had been sleeping with my sister while coming home to me. During that same time, we had been discussing fertility treatments. We had sat together in doctors' offices. I had gone through tests and received diagnoses that explained why getting pregnant might be difficult for me. After one appointment, I broke down in the parking lot. Blake held my hand. We're going to figure this out, he told me. We're in this together. And while he was saying that, he was having an affair with Willow. My sister knew everything. She knew about the appointments. She knew what the doctors had told me. She knew how badly I wanted a child. I looked at her stomach. How far along are you? She wiped her face. A little over 2 months. Blake stood. Molly, please. I know this is. Get out. He froze. What? Get out of my house. Let me explain. You had 4 months to explain. He moved toward me. I stepped back. Don't touch me. Willow started crying harder. I never wanted this to happen. I turned toward her. You slept with my husband for 4 months. Which part happened by accident? She had no answer. Blake said my name again. I pointed toward the door. Leave. He tried to keep talking, but I was done listening. Eventually, he left. Willow stayed. I stared at her. She whispered, I'm sorry. Go. Molly. Go. She took 1 step toward me. I backed away. Do not touch me. She stopped. I don't want to lose you. You should have thought about that before you slept with my husband. I opened the door. She left. I locked it behind her. For the first time since she arrived, I was alone. Blake's mug was still on the coffee table. His shoes were by the door. There was a fertility appointment reminder on my phone for the following week. The room looked exactly the same. My life didn't. I canceled the appointment. Then I called a lawyer. Within weeks, I filed for divorce. I stopped speaking to Blake unless it was absolutely necessary. I blocked Willow. At first, my family seemed to understand. My mother, Helen, cried when I told her. My father, Peter, barely spoke. My older brother, Keith, said what Willow and Blake had done was unforgivable. My younger brother, Max, told me he was there for me. For a while, I believed them. Then the language started changing. My mother went from saying, I can't believe she did this to you, to saying, she's still your sister. My father started talking about how the family would eventually have to move forward. Keith said there was going to be a baby whether anyone liked the circumstances or not. Everyone seemed to be waiting for me to calm down. They thought the shock would pass. Then I would forgive Willow. I had no intention of doing that. A few weeks later, my mother invited me to dinner. I almost refused. Every conversation eventually turned into Willow. But Mom said it would just be her, Dad, Keith, Max, and me. I specifically asked if Willow would be there. No, she said. I just want to see my daughter. So I went. The second I walked into my parents' house, I saw Willow sitting in the living room. I stopped. She was beginning to show. Not much, but enough. My mother stood. Molly, please don't leave. I turned toward the door. My father stepped closer. Just give us 10 minutes. I looked at him. You lied to me. My mother said, we didn't know how else to get you both in the same room. That should have told you I didn't want to be in the same room. Willow stood. Molly, please. I turned toward her. I just want to apologize. You could have sent a letter. I tried calling. I blocked you. I know. Then you understood the message. My mother said, just hear her out. I looked at her. You told me she wouldn't be here. I was afraid you wouldn't come. You were right. I moved toward the door. Willow said, I know what I did was horrible. I stopped. She continued. I know I betrayed you. I know I destroyed your marriage. I turned around. You and Blake destroyed my marriage. She nodded. I know. Did you know we were trying to have a baby? Her face changed. Molly, did you know? Yes. Did you know about my appointments? Yes. Did you know what the doctors told me? She started crying. Yes. I nodded. Then you knew what you were doing. She shook her head. I wasn't thinking. For 4 months, nobody spoke. My family had wanted me to hear her out. Now everyone looked uncomfortable. Willow wiped her face. There's no excuse. Then stop giving me one. I just want my sister back. You lost your sister when you decided my husband was worth more than I was. That's not true. It became true when you crossed that line. She stepped closer. I'll do anything. Leave me alone. I can't. I stared at her. What? I can't accept that this is just over. That is not your decision. I'll keep trying. No. I don't care how long it takes. You should. Molly, please. I looked directly at her. The sister I knew is gone. As far as I'm concerned, you're dead to me. My mother gasped. My father said, Molly, enough. Willow broke down. Everyone moved toward her. Not me. Her. My mother put an arm around her, then looked at me. How could you say that to her in her condition? Her condition is why we're standing here. Stress is not good for the baby. I laughed once. So now I'm responsible for the baby too? Nobody said that. You just told me I can't tell her how I feel because it might upset her. My father stepped in. We're asking you not to be cruel. You tricked me into coming here. We were trying to help. Who? Nobody answered. I looked around the room. I wish all of you cared this much about consequences before deciding I was the one who needed fixing. Then I left. After that, the pressure became constant. My mother tried guilt. My father tried reason. Keith tried to stay neutral. Max tried to understand. But every conversation ended in the same place. Forgive her. They kept saying forgiveness did not mean forgetting. It did not mean trusting Willow again. It did not mean pretending nothing happened. But whenever I asked what it did mean, nobody had a clear answer. Would I have to sit beside her at family dinners? Go to the baby shower? Celebrate birthdays? Listen to stories about a child conceived during my marriage? The baby was innocent. I knew that. I never blamed the child. But my family seemed to think that because the baby had done nothing wrong, I should be able to separate the pregnancy from everything surrounding it. I couldn't. Every update about Willow reminded me of the life I thought Blake and I were building. So I asked my family to stop giving me updates. My mother kept saying, you might regret missing this. Maybe, I told her. She seemed surprised. But I didn't know what I would regret years from now. I only knew what I could handle then. Blake, meanwhile, wanted almost nothing to do with Willow. Whatever existed between them apparently did not survive the affair becoming real. Once I filed for divorce and the pregnancy became known within the family, he pulled away. Willow had apparently believed he would leave me and build a life with her. He left our marriage. But he didn't choose her. He chose himself. That became another reason my family wanted me to forgive Willow. My father came to see me one afternoon. I let him in because despite everything, I missed him. That was the part no one seemed to understand. I wasn't enjoying any of this. I didn't want to lose my family. I wanted them to stop forcing Willow back into my life. Dad sat across from me. For a few minutes, we talked about ordinary things. Then he sighed. What would make this right? Nothing. There has to be something. No. Molly. Dad, she had an affair with my husband and got pregnant. What exactly do you think fixes that? I don't know. That's why I'm asking. You're asking the wrong person. He frowned. Everyone keeps coming to me asking how to put the family back together. Why? Because we don't want to lose you. Then stop pushing me away. Nobody is pushing you away. You keep telling me the family can only be whole again if I forgive the person who broke it. That isn't what I'm saying. It is. He rubbed his forehead. We're trying to find a way forward. You already have one. What? Have a relationship with Willow. I'm not stopping you. But you want nothing to do with her. Yes. So how are we supposed to have holidays? There it was. Holidays. Family dinners. Birthdays. Everyone in one room. I said, you're asking me to make myself uncomfortable so everyone else can feel normal again. That's not fair. Then tell me what you're asking. He went quiet. He wanted peace. But he wanted me to provide it. Then he said, your sister is suffering too. I felt myself shut down. I don't care. Dad looked hurt. She's alone. That was her choice. Blake wants almost nothing to do with her or the baby. Then she can deal with Blake. She thought he would be there. And I thought my husband wasn't sleeping with my sister. He looked down. I leaned forward. Why can't I hurt without someone reminding me that Willow hurts too? I'm not comparing. You always bring her pain into mine. I'm trying to give you the whole picture. I know the whole picture. I'm living in it. He said nothing. If you came here because you're worried about Willow, go help Willow. But stop asking me to make her feel better. He left soon after. The next day, my mother called. She said Dad had come home upset. So did I after the dinner you tricked me into attending. She told me I was becoming bitter. I told her I had reasons. Then she said something that still makes me angry. Don't let a man come between two sisters. I was silent. Then I said, a man didn't come between us. Molly. No. Blake did not accidentally fall between Willow and me. She chose to have an affair with my husband. I know that. Then stop talking about this like we were fighting over the same man. That isn't what I meant. You said Blake isn't worth losing my sister over. He isn't. Then Willow should have decided I wasn't worth losing over him. My mother started crying. For a second, I almost apologized. Then I stopped myself. I had spent months watching everyone protect Willow from the consequences of what she had done. I was tired of protecting them from my reaction to it. My mother said, what if something happens to her? I frowned. What do you mean? Pregnancy can be unpredictable. Mom, stop. You told her she was dead to you. What if something happened and those were the last words you ever said to your sister? I felt sick. Do not do that. I'm asking you to think. No. You're trying to scare me into forgiving her. I'm not. You are. What if you regret it? Then I'll live with that. She went silent. Maybe that answer frightened her. Maybe it frightened me too. But I refused to promise forgiveness because something bad might happen someday. Then she asked, what about the baby? I closed my eyes. The baby did nothing wrong. I know. Then why punish the child? I'm not punishing anyone. You're saying you don't want to be involved. Yes. That child will be your niece or nephew. And right now, I cannot separate that from what happened. My mother sighed. The baby is innocent. I know. I said it again. I know. She stopped. Do you think I don't know that? Do you think I enjoy feeling this way? She didn't answer. Every time you talk about the pregnancy, I remember sitting beside Blake in a doctor's office while we discussed why I wasn't getting pregnant. I remember him holding my hand. I remember Willow knowing all of that. My voice broke. And then I remember that while I was trying to build a family with my husband, he was sleeping with my sister. For once, my mother had nothing to say. A few weeks later, she called again. This time, she wanted me to contact Blake. I assumed it had something to do with the divorce. I was wrong. She said Willow was struggling to get him to respond about the baby. That has nothing to do with me. He still responds to things through your lawyer. Because we are divorcing. Maybe you could tell him he needs to take responsibility. I thought I had misheard her. You want me to pressure my soon-to-be ex-husband to support the child he had with my sister? When you say it like that, how else would I say it? I'm not asking you to do this for Willow. Then who am I doing it for? The baby. No. Molly. No. He has responsibilities. Then Willow can get legal advice. She's overwhelmed. So am I. She's pregnant. I'm getting divorced because she had an affair with my husband. My mother sighed. You always bring it back to what happened to you. I went still. What? She immediately realized what she had said. That came out wrong. No. I want to hear it again. Molly, I'm tired. So am I. I'm trying to hold this family together. Then stop asking the person who was betrayed to do all the holding. I ended the call. After that, I stopped answering most messages. Not all of them. My father occasionally checked on me. Keith sent random messages that had nothing to do with the situation. Sometimes Max called and talked to me like nothing had changed. For a few minutes, I could almost pretend we were still the family I remembered. Then Willow came up. Or the baby. Or forgiveness. And everything closed again. Max came to see me one evening. Of everyone in my family, he had been the person I trusted most through all of this. He sat across from me. I don't want you to feel like you're being pushed out. Then tell everyone to stop pushing. You know what I mean. I really don't. He sighed. I understand why you're angry. Do you? He hesitated. No, not completely. I appreciated the honesty. Then he said, but I don't want you to lose everyone because of this. I stared at him. Am I losing everyone, or is everyone choosing what's easier? That's not fair. Why? Because Mom and Dad are trying. To do what? Keep the family together. Everyone keeps saying that. Because it's true. No. Keeping the family together apparently means convincing me to accept Willow again. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. I leaned forward. If Mom and Dad have a family event and Willow is there, what happens? Max looked uncomfortable. What do you mean? You know what I mean. He looked away. I waited. Finally, he said, I'm not going to refuse to attend every family event because Willow is there. I nodded. He quickly added, that doesn't mean I'm choosing her. Maybe not to you. Molly, you just told me you don't want me to feel pushed out. But if Willow is invited and I won't be around her, you'll still go. What am I supposed to do? I looked at him. And for the first time, I realized he genuinely didn't know. None of them did. That was almost worse than believing they were deliberately trying to hurt me. They were choosing the path that caused them the least discomfort. Willow was willing to show up. I wasn't willing to be around her. So everyone could say they respected my boundary while continuing family life without me. I said, do whatever you can live with. That sounds like a threat. It isn't. Then what is it? The truth. Before he left, he hugged me. I hugged him back. That hurt more than the argument. I loved him. I still loved all of them. That was why this was so difficult. Refusing to forgive Willow did not mean I had stopped caring about my family. It meant I could feel every relationship changing. My divorce is still moving forward. Blake and I communicate only when necessary. Sometimes I still find something of his in a drawer or cabinet. A cable. A shirt. A receipt. Small pieces of a life I thought I had. Each time, I put the item aside or throw it away. Then I keep going. Willow is getting closer to having the baby. I know because my mother mentioned it before I reminded her that I didn't want updates. She said, I just thought you would want to know. I don't. I don't know what that says about me. Some days, I think I am protecting myself. Other days, I wonder whether what Blake and Willow did is slowly destroying every relationship I still have. Then I remind myself that I am not asking anyone to cut Willow off. I am not demanding that my parents reject her. I am not telling my brothers they cannot speak to her. I am asking them to stop trying to force me into a relationship I do not want. They say they respect that. Then they keep asking when I will change my mind. I think I finally understand why. If I forgive Willow, everyone else gets relief. My mother gets both daughters back. My father gets his family gatherings. Keith and Max never have to worry about who will be in the same room. Willow gets to believe that what she did can eventually be left behind. Everyone gets something. Except me. I get asked to stand in the wreckage and call it peace. Maybe one day I will feel differently. Maybe I won't. Maybe years from now, I'll hear Willow's name and feel nothing. Maybe I'll regret missing birthdays. Maybe I'll meet her child someday. Maybe I never will. I honestly don't know. What I do know is that my marriage is over. That part is no longer confusing. What scares me now is everything around it. My mother says I'm letting anger control me. My father says nobody can change the past. Keith says he refuses to choose sides. Max says he loves me but cannot stop living his life. And maybe all of them believe they are doing the right thing. Maybe I believe I am too. For now, the family group chat is muted. The divorce is still moving forward. Willow is still my sister by blood. And I still do not want her in my life. There are family gatherings I no longer attend because I know she will be there. No one has officially told me I'm not welcome. They don't have to. They invite both of us. She goes. I don't. Then everyone tells themselves I made the choice. Maybe I did. That is the part one still cannot answer. I know why I walked away from my sister. What I don't know is whether protecting myself from her will eventually cost me everyone else.